you're going to do?
Well, basically, it's a three-step process. First, we're going to prepare the brine, which is basically going to replace the salt. And second, we're going to kind of prepare the vegetables. We're going to get them all ready for our ferment. And then we're actually, step three, we're going to actually prepare the ferment.
Okay. Most people use salt in their fermentation. Why do you not want to use salt?
Some people are sensitive to salt, and some people have high blood pressure. So we're going to try this time creating a ferment without salt, but we still need a good mineral base in our ferment. So we have to find something to replace salt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the celery, which has a lot of minerals, and seaweed, which also has a lot of minerals. So these two are going to basically replace salt in our ferment. I actually juiced the celery, and I soaked it overnight with the seaweed inside.
Julian is now going to prepare the vegetables. Julian, what kind of vegetables can you use?
Okay, well, you can pretty well use any vegetable for fermenting. So, but we're going to kind of focus on a kind of a Korean kimchi. So we're going to be using these the cabbage and some spices and some onions. So there are different ways you can prepare the vegetables. You can just use a knife and just kind of cut up your vegetables. You can cut up your onions and your carrots, or you could use a grater as well. You could use the grater to kind of grate your carrots, almost like a kind of a coleslaw. Or you could actually use the food processor and push it through.
Julian is now going to prepare the ferment.
Okay, now I'm going to prepare the ferment, and we've already cut up all our vegetables. You can see in the bowl here. And once you've got all the vegetables prepared, then you can take the brine, and you want to mix that in with your vegetables. So just take your brine and just pour it over the vegetable and vegetables. Pour it evenly around the bowl, and then you can take the red spicy pepper and also mix it into the bowl with the vegetables. So and once you're finished adding the spice, what you got to do is you got to get the juices out of the vegetables. Basically, when we cook food, we break down the cell walls, but what we're doing here is we're kind of breaking down the cell walls ourselves mechanically by squeezing out. And you can see here, I can feel it. The juice is kind of escaping from these vegetables.
Julian, why are you trying to squeeze the juices out of the vegetables?
Well, basically, you got to get the juice out so that the bacteria will have something to feed on to, right? So the bacteria is going to take the juices and the sugars, and they're going to convert them into energy, and you're going to get that byproduct of lactic acid. And remember, the lactic acid is going to prevent the bad bacteria that's going to mold our food from kind of destroying our lovely vegetables here. So massage these vegetables for about 10 minutes. Okay, we finished squeezing out all the juices. We're going to take these vegetables and we're going to put them in our jar. So open up the jar and start putting in the vegetables. What you want to do is just pack it right down, and you can see the juices just kind of squeezing out of our vegetables there.
Great. So how long do we need to let it ferment?
Well, that's a good question. There's no real perfect answer, but essentially you want to keep it at room temperature for 3 to 5 days.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Ah, you're welcome, Alison.
Okay.